Welcome to the online Punjabi lessons. One of the questions I often get is, why did you put these video lessons together? Well, let me tell you a little bit about my background. Somewhere in the 1960s, we moved into a very small community, and needless to say, in this small community, there were not a whole lot of Punjabi speakers. Now, don't get me wrong, I had a great childhood. I got to go to a lot of places, see a lot of cities. I also got to travel overseas, went down to the Caribbean, went over to Europe, and of course, being originally from India, did wind up back in India. And eventually, I wound up getting close to some mountains. I discovered that I really loved mountains. I love the lifestyle. I love the skiing. I love the views. So we found a house, settled down, and had some kids. 2 kids, to be exact. And as you can imagine, kids grow up. And when kids grow up, they start to ask all sorts of questions. So here's where I found myself in this story. As I like to put it, suddenly there are these kids running around the house. The kids are asking all sorts of questions, and the kids are interested in learning about many things. They want to know about language, they want to know about your history, they want to know about culture, they want to know about religion. Here was the problem I had. The problem I had was I spoke a little bit of Punjabi, and I did not know how to read or to write the language. So, like everybody else, I got together with a group of like-minded parents, and we set up a school to teach our kids how to read and write Punjabi. I also went onto the internet to see what sort of resources were out there. And of course, we traveled back to the Punjab and to India so that the kids would be exposed to our culture. Well, there's a minor challenge with this, as you can imagine. I call it that you really can't be flying to Punjab every day. And if you are a parent, and if you are working parents, you know you've got limited time, and then add on all the school and homework that comes along, all the kids' activities. You basically wind up doing nothing but managing the schedule. So came to the conclusion that there really had to be a better way to do this. So did some research. Went and looked at the various online schools, saw the material which is out there, visited a bunch of websites, saw a whole lot of videos. And, there is some great material out there. Also, looked at various curriculum that we could get our hands on. And since we had a Punjabi school, we looked at various Punjabi schools to see what sort of materials that they had. And came to the conclusion that as far as the online materials are concerned, there really is no teacher, i.e. the teacher is missing when you actually look at the online material. And it's not a real lesson. In other words, it's not a real school or an academy. So with that in mind, welcome to a new program. What you're going to see here is all the lessons are teacher-led, and they are all in a video format. And basically, they've been designed with the best from the internet, from fellow parents, from various Punjabi schools, and of course, feedback from kids. Now, one of the questions I get is, who are these lessons for? Here's how I like to put it. If you are in an area without other Punjabi speakers, then these lessons are probably for you. And when I say no Punjabi speakers, let's put it this way. If you got to drive an hour to find somebody who speaks Punjabi, or even 30 minutes, then chances are you're not in a Punjabi speaking area. The other criteria is that you really want to maintain the Punjabi language, and you realize that culture follows language, so you have an interest in retaining part of your Punjabi culture. Now, if you're a parent, then I can tell you these lessons are definitely for you, because it doesn't matter how old your kids are. You're probably very busy. You've got limited time. And then on top of it, you're trying to do the best you can for your kids. And you do want your kids to learn Punjabi. Well, if that's the case, then these lessons are for you. One of the things that I hear from parents is, well, my kids don't know any Punjabi. Well, that's okay. They're going to learn watching these lessons. It's possible, I hear from other parents, they say, my kids, they speak the language because we speak it at home, but they don't know how to read and write. Well, guess what? These video lessons will be able to help them as well. And then finally, there are kids out there who have taken lessons at one time or another. And the way I like to put it is these video lessons can help them as well, because you know what? Everybody needs a review. So if you are a parent and this describes you, you may find value in these lessons that we are showing here. Here's something else. Let's say you are an older student or a more mature student. Well, if you want to learn Punjabi, then again, it doesn't matter. It's possible you're totally new to Punjabi, you speak Punjabi, you want to learn to read and write the language, you don't know how, or you have done some Punjabi in the past and you need a review, guess what? You're actually able to use these video lessons to do that. Okay, in the next video segment, I'm going to show you how the lessons are organized. For now, all I want to tell you is that all the lessons are in order and they are about 5 minutes long. And after that lesson on that video segment, which shows how things are organized, I'm going to show you more segments on how to best use the lessons. For now, I'd like to thank you for your time and for your attention, and I look forward to teaching and learning Punjabi with you. Have a great day.